Hello, welcome to Spoil Your Baby podcast. I'm here today with my co-host Rocio Zunini, and we are so excited to welcome Amanda here. She is the world's first nurture neuroscience practitioner, the first person to certify in our certification. So welcome, Amanda. We're so happy you're here.
Thank you so much. I've also switched to a yoga ball for my consultations today. So if I'm bouncing, sorry. It's just a lot more comfortable.
I love it. I need to do the same. I used to have one at my desk at university, and now I think that is a great call. I love that.
Yeah, I just did consult today and I did it for the first time and I'm like, there's no going back. This is great. So if I'm bouncing, sorry.
Amazing. Amazing. So
I started a group in March this year, 2025, and two of my best friends who I met at that same breastfeeding group that recommended the book had just had babies. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll have at least two mums. Like maybe there'll be the new mums that want to come along. I only need two mums to certify. And I had 8 mums in the end.
Wow.
And I can't tell you the impact it's had. That first block have all continued to meet up every week. Recently they organized like a mini first aid person come to do like a weaning talk with them all together because they were all going on that journey. They go on pram walks and buggy walks all the time. They're a really, really tight-knit group that's just been like the cherry on top for me that they've really found each other. The reviews as well, I've got loads of reviews from the class on my website which speak for themselves, but there was one mum who said, this was my space each week for me to be nurtured. She had a lot of birth trauma and she even found a lot of healing in that. And I would never pretend that I'm a therapist. It's not a therapist space. It's about holding space for people. But it just brought her so much healing, even with birth trauma, which just is so profound.
Yeah.
Absolutely so profound. One mum in particular had a really hard time bonding with her baby. And she found the connection with baby exercises in particular really, really boosted her bond with her baby.
Right.
And she was actually reading your book at the same time. She came across the book at the same time as she saw my circle. So we're sort of listening to your book at each chapter as well, and sort of really following along for like the whole holistic experience.
Wow.
So yeah, a lot of healing for these mums, finding connection in the local community and friendships. And it honestly, every mum said it was the highlight of their week. It was actually my birthday this week on Wednesdays when I teach my class.
Oh, happy birthday.
And the whole time I was just thinking, thank you. But the whole time I was just thinking, I wish like every birthday I could teach this class. Like this is where I want to be. It's just the most magical thing in person.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to explore maybe an online class as well, but nothing really beats that coming together every week in person. I just can't really explain the magic of every class.
Yeah.
I really, really can't.
I mean, I always find that as well. Like, I don't know whose quote it is, but when women gather, magic happens. Like, it's inevitable. It's going to happen no matter what. And that was a huge inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, like, probably a hard question to answer. Which practices, maybe the top one or two, do you think had the biggest impact? Which were your favorite?
I think the nurtured presence, the 4 questions. And when you ask mums to sort of say the answers to them, so they say to their babies, I see you, you are enough. That one is always, I'm on the 3rd block now. I had nurtured presence last week, and that one is always really emotive, but in a really lovely way. I would say the intuition, actually, which really, really took me by surprise. I think because myself, it's probably been the biggest area for me that I've had to work on as well. Yeah. When we learned it in lecture, I realized very quickly I'm not very in touch with my interoception. And so I was a bit nervous that first week thinking, what if everyone says like, I'm not really understanding this? And it's been so powerful the 2 times I've run that class, and people have been really in touch with their yes and their no in very, very different ways. That one's been a really, really profound
one.
Wow. Ambivalence as well as holding the 2 rocks, and we do that in class where we really feel those 2 emotions at the same time. I've had one mum say, she texted me saying, I'm out near the reservoir and I found 2 rocks and I was practicing ambivalence, and thinking about class. So yeah, I could do that all of the classes.
I love it. I had a consult very recently, and I think the whole theme of it was those questions. Who is essentially a family saying, we have a baby who needs a lot of help, for sleep, a lot of help for everything. And we just we want, like, give us tips to make it not so. Like, how can we make this baby easy and everything easygoing, right? And almost all of the learning there was tuning into we need our baby for everybody's well-being and peace and health to get a yes answer, not to get a yes that they are enough with those needs, with that help they need. We needed to just shift that for people, right? So
I love that. Yeah.
it's such a big lesson to learn. I'm so happy to hear that's really going well.
I've had quite a lot of mums say when we're going over those 4 nurtured presence questions is they almost feel like they want their toddler to be better in some way.
Yeah.
And it's just that, like, splitting yourself in half and really balancing the 4 nurture questions across two little ones who might be under the age of 3. And that brings up so many feelings of guilt and overwhelm.
Yeah.
But then other mums will say, I feel exactly the same. I've got a 3-year-old at home as well. And I love when that happens and the conversation goes that way and people chime in and saying, I feel exactly the same. And I'm so glad someone said it.
Yeah. That really helps, that camaraderie. Like, me too, right? It feels so good to be in that presence.
That's what you want. Yeah.
Yeah. And also we always like talk about the lack. We don't ever need to be perfect in any of that, even with the questions, right? We're gonna think sometimes, oh, I wish my child was easier this way or, that way, whatever it is. And then just be able to return to them is kind of the skill, right? It's just so important for moms to know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just the inner child work, I think, that comes with that class as well. And it obviously comes up a lot in most weeks. There's the part of the class where we ask them to hold their baby, but imagine it's baby them and answer the questions for your inner child. And it chokes me up every time I do it. And it's so beautiful. It's one of my favorite parts of the whole course.
I love it. Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I will say, if anybody is thinking of becoming a nurture neuroscience practitioner, honestly, we all were messaging the night before the last lecture of that first cohort, like actually crying, being like, I'm so sad that this is over. And that's like for lectures and learning and, having to do case studies. We're all like devastated. Like, I just want to keep doing this. Yeah, I want to join again and again. If you could just let me into each cohort.
We will think of some ways to keep it going because we are hearing this from many, many people. So I love that. Yeah. Awesome. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Bye.